Dan, there's a handle right in here in the top part of the ramp that won't interfere with any tires or tracks. And just pull up and then slide back, and then they stow away flush.
And that's it, huh?
And then you can use that as a regular drop deck at that point.
Wow. All right, we're out here in Elba, Alabama, and we got the Vice President of Dorsey Trailers out here, and he wants to talk about the Goliath series trailer. This is a 53-foot combo trailer with a fancy ramp system.
And today we got our drop combo Beavertail. We built Beavertails for years, and y'all know that. We started in the all steel form. We pushed over to a combo, and now we pushed over to give a little bit more versatility to our owners. And this is a great trailer for owner operators. As you got the combo, you got the lighter weight, but now we put transition ramps, and they get to the upper deck for hauling smaller equipment or buckets or whatever you need to get to the upper decks. They also stow away in the floor. There'll be recess, so you got a flat deck to work on for loads on your lower deck when the ramps are not in use. It's a very neat idea, and it works well. And guys, these have the same capacity and the load rating as the HD ramps that a lot of y'all use on step decks. It's the same rating and almost a fraction of the cost. And you're not moving the ramps out from underneath the trailer, putting them up on top. Guys, it's a stowaway type deal, and a lot easier to use and to help the bank at the same time.
And definitely a one-man operation.
One man, and we'll show that. We'll get up there and show that.
All right.
And then as we go towards the back of the trailer, and here's another thing on all our drop combos, they got a coil package. We have a lot of dealers that try to set these trailers up to be a one-stop shop for a guy. So if you ever got into a need of needing to haul coils, you've got that. You've got chain ties.
And what's the floor? What's the capacity rating?
It's 54 and 4.
54 and 4, which is 54,000 pounds in 4 feet of trailer.
It's got stub seals between the main beams, and that strengthens that floor. So when you set that coil in there, you're not crushing your floor.
And this model here, I call these little chain pop-ups. Is
yeah, your chain ties.
Yeah, usually I just stick my hand down under there and they'll pop up. But that definitely makes it easier, especially for coils. You can see how you got it lined up. Got more in the center there.
This one's got the Henderson N-Trax HXL5 on. Y'all have heard us talk about that. We've gone standard with that now.
And with this hub system that you have on the axle systems now, it's very easy to add a tire monitoring system to
Yes, the axle is actually already tapped. So they drill a hole, they tap it. So when you come back to want to add the tire monitoring system, you're not drilling into your axle. That's already been done by Henderson. That's where a lot of your labor's at. A lot of your mistakes could be in tapping that axle, so that's already done. And you also, you know, the XXL5, it's more than just your grease. You're getting better wheel seals and your longevity. Y'all get hot, y'all run a lot of miles to keep those wheel bearings cooler and get more life out of your wheel seals. Now towards the back, this is something new we've done. We've come up with 2 full width ramps. As y'all know from our other Beavertails, we do short ones which is about 2 foot wide. They would slide in and out. A lot of people would go with 3 ramps, and then some guys would go with 4. Well, to keep from doing that, we just went with 2 ramps. We started with aluminum. This is perfect. The aluminum is perfect with rubber track machines or tire machines. Now, we do have the option, because I know a lot of y'all guys got metal tracks. We can mill these out of steel as well for the robust of metal tracks, digging on them and climbing up there. So we do have that option as well. And then you got the ramps to get to the upper deck if you want to put smaller equipment up there and try to maximize your load.
That ramp idea, I've never seen that on a trailer before.
Yes.
And that is a pretty awesome idea there with the ramps.
And we also have the option, you can put one in the center for your forklift trailers for those guys hauling that type of equipment.
And these they are aluminum, but sturdy, but they are lightweight.
They are lightweight. We'll pick one up. It's really easy, guys. I mean, that's all there is to it. You can see the spring hinges I would say it's near as close to lifting one of our original steel Beavertail ramps that we still build today for customers. It's close to that, but you're getting the benefit of that full width. But you can see that the ramps are nothing to fold over. They lay flat. We also install on all our Beavertails, we put a manual dump on there, and that's just to keep you, when you fold the ramps over, dump the air, and that way your airbag stops. You know, the trailer's resting on it, and you don't get that bounce.
I noticed that when I set the brakes on the
Yes.
tractor, that the airbags release. So
Yeah.
that's what you're talking about.
I already started dumping them.
Okay.
And it'll just more secure, and when you're crawling up there and you can't, you know how it is, and you're sitting there bouncing on, and nobody wants to drive up on something like that. So that's why we put that dump on there, to make it a sturdier load and unload. And,
I was looking at loads last night, and I'm starting to see more port loads, equipment coming from
over the
ports.
water.
And with this ramp set up, hauling the machinery off the ports, you'd be in and out of there in no time flat.
Correct. It's easy.
Easy.
So we offer this in a combo. We offer this in all steel and wood. Obviously, we've already talked about the ramps can come in aluminum or steel. And at the same time, with those transition neck, we've got a lot of customers that don't want the Beavertail. They back up to docks to load tractors or whatever their equipment is, or little excavators. They don't want the Beavertail, but they want transition ramps. We'll do that.
Oh, okay.
That's no problem. We've got a couple of customers that's already done that. It's just a regular drop deck with transition ramps. And actually, crazy enough, we're putting them in an extendable drop right now. I got a customer that had that won't.
Oh, really?
And
okay.
It's an oil field guy. He's got his extendable drop, but he wants to load his Lowell, and wants to be able to get the boom up there to his spacing of what he's hauling in and out of the oil field. So
I tell you, I run West Texas and the oil fields and that, and I see a lot of Dorsey trailers out there.
Well,
and they're just tough because they're rough on their trailers out there in West Texas, out in the oil fields.
well, we don't like to put a feather in a hat, but we use the best of the best material, and it shows. And in the engineering of our necks and our flanges and our webbing material that we use, we try not to steer away from cheapening up our trailer, so to speak. Granted, I know you got to be able to afford it, but at the same time, it needs to hold up, because you know that red oval, that's on us, and how that holds up, and how the years of service you get out of that.
But also, it's very now with this fixed split, if guy wanted boxes, he could put a set of Stepdeck boxes on there.
Yeah, he could put boxes between the spread. He could put them, obviously you can see them right there where the Dorsey logo is. There's a spot there.
Okay.
Now with the transition ramps, obviously we have to drop down the side rail.
Yeah.
It's a deeper side rail.
Okay.
So we could, if we knew up front that you wanted boxes there, we could customize that to put boxes behind the landing gear. But you at least got 2 boxes per side with this setup. And with this, we'll do a closed tandem, we'll do a triaxle, we'll do a rear axle slider. We've done that for guys wanting to get into California.
Oh, okay.
We've also done it where in Texas, there's a lot of pig trails, so to speak, sharp turns for truck drivers. So we'll take that front axle, slide it to the back, so he's got an easier turning radius coming into smaller fields.
Okay.
So we're fortunate enough in town. We've got Southern Tractor here in town, and they're a Coyote dealer. You can see all the orange metal over there. And Blake's been nice enough, and Andy, that they're going to allow us to take some of this equipment and show you what we can load on this trailer. The
ease of going up the ramps, and
yes.
And then we're going to show too how easy it is to operate them upper ramps, because I'm really impressed with that system. I have never seen anything like that before.
braking point. Look
Yeah,
at him,
very good.
professional skid steer driver. Andy did a good job with that one.
And there you are. You're done. All you got to do is just flip the ramps up and chain her down.
Get something else on. We're a little tighter with our load. Thing ginormous.
Back the front tractor on.
Look how light those ramps are.
And put it forward.
Handle
Dan,
with
a
one man.
lot of guys will take forklifts and all, and they'll load buckets.
Yeah.
I've even seen bush hogs stacked up on top of these ramps. And so you've got this basically 7 foot worth of working deck still that you can work with.
And to secure those ramps down, that's what this bracket's
Yeah,
here
these
for?
brackets right here just go into these pins.
Okay.
And then at the same time, they will stand up, and that locking bar will go in there.
Oh, okay.
They'll stand up, and so if you had a backhoe,
Yeah.
you could lay the boom down or whatever the case may be. You know, just so many options.
Well, there it is, ready to go. I think once we get the equipment off, I want to see about these ramps, how easy they are to handle up in the front up here. All right, now that we got the equipment off the trailer, we'll take a look at how these ramps stow away. See how easy it is.
Dan, there's a handle right in here in the top part of the ramp that won't interfere with any tires or tracks. And just pull up and then slide back, and then they stow away flush.
And that's it, huh?
And then you can use that as a regular drop deck at that point.
Wow, that's impressive. That whole ramp system, it's just, I am just so impressed with that ramp system. That especially for, man, if you are just hauling machinery quite often that needs to be up there, makes it so much easier than trying to grab a set of ramps or something.
Well, it sure, it opens, like a guy like yourself, it opens up the load board a little bit.
Yeah.
You'd hope.
Yeah, it's real nice.
And they're just as easy to lift back up.
One-handed, easy.
That's quite a bit easier than going underneath the trailer, pulling your ramp out, you know.
All right, well, we want to say thank you for Andy over at
Andy and Blake at Southern Tractor here in Elba, and they're a Coyote dealer and just great men, good Christian men, and they were tickled pink for us to get to use some of their equipment. And
they got a website?
They do, Southern Tractor.
SouthernTrack.com in Elba, Alabama. They're in Elba, Alabama.
And
we want to say
they carry Spartan and Coyote, and they do a really good job. He told me just the other week that the last month, Andy told me the best month they'd ever had, sold 22 tractors right out of Elba. And
nice.
And they were tickled pink about it.
Little town of Elba, Alabama.
Yeah, moving iron. That's what we're about around here.
That's good. So, but yeah, we want to say thank you to them for getting us some tractors to play with on this Dorsey Combo Giant Goliath.